China isn't actually called China. Chinese people call their nation Zhongguo, which means the Middle Kingdom. The English name for China, however, comes from the name of the very short-lived Qin dynasty, which was the first imperial dynasty to unify ancient China. The name Qin is believed to be the etymological ancestor of the modern European name for China. The reason why this name was adopted over another dynasty's name is because around the time of the Qin dynasty, Europe was becoming significantly more aware of China than it had in the past. The Chinese Han dynasty and the Roman Empire were, in fact, very much aware of each other. While the vast differences between these two famous empires meant that the two could only communicate indirectly, the two empires nevertheless frequently came into contact with each other. This is because around the same time that the Romans were attempting to expand deep into the Middle East, the Chinese were making military incursions into Central Asia. However, because of the powerful empires situated between Rome and China, their mutual awareness was extremely limited at best. This, however, did not stop attempts at contact. In 97 CE, the Chinese general Ban Chao unsuccessfully tried to send an envoy to Rome, and several alleged Roman emissaries made their way into China over the centuries. Some historians believe that at one point Roman legionnaires may have even fought against Chinese soldiers. After the Battle of Carrhae in 54 BC, 10,000 Roman soldiers were captured by the Parthian Empire. These prisoners were later transferred to the eastern frontier of Parthia, where they later came into contact with Chinese forces. We know Roman infantry fought against Chinese forces during the Battle of Zizi in 36 BC, because one Chinese account of the battle described exotic soldiers who fought in a strange fish-scale formation, which is likely a description of the Roman testudo formation. During the Battle of Zizi, Chinese forces prevailed over the Parthians, and the remaining Roman soldiers were apparently captured and forced to resettle in the village of LIQIAN in Yongchang County, China. It is possible that the village of LIQIAN is in fact named after the Roman word legio. DNA evidence appears to back these claims up, as later investigation into this strange village found that a few inhabitants of modern-day Lycia had DNA from a Caucasian origin. You can't even watch this video in China. Ever since the internet made its way into China, the Chinese Communist Party has heavily censored and regulated with their quote-unquote Great Firewall of China. The Great Firewall of China is a massive system of censorship that blocks selected websites the government of China deems as counter-revolutionary and filters the results from internet searches initiated for computers in mainland China. So unsurprisingly, China's government and YouTube aren't exactly on speaking terms. After YouTube was blocked in mainland China in March 2009, it remains inaccessible to this day. China is arguably the most intelligent country on the planet. This fact has only become more apparent thanks to worrying information that has emerged in recent years. Some statisticians estimate that people with genius-level IQs occur only in 2% of all births. This means that China could have as many as 26 million geniuses that they could utilize among their population of 1.3 billion. By way of comparison, the United States only has 6 million geniuses at its disposal within its population of only 300 million. China not only has the largest army in the world, but also the greatest population of genius-level IQs. Despite this, China's chances of survival are seriously in doubt. This isn't to say that China's destruction is assured, but despite having the largest military in the world and one of the world's most powerful economies, China has deep-seated problems that they must address in order to survive the 21st century. Even though the Chinese Communist Party harshly cracks down on anyone who opposes them, China is on a collision course with disaster. Many of China's problems stem from the outright destruction of the country's environment. Half of China's rivers and reservoirs are polluted beyond what's considered safe for any form of human consumption. Also, according to the Chinese government, by 2030, China will have used up all of its drinkable water. And according to the World Bank, every year 250,000 Chinese people die prematurely because of pollution. The Chinese government even tried to block the release of this report, fearing it would cause massive social unrest. If you are a Buddhist monk in China, in order to reincarnate, you must first obtain permission from the Chinese government. Even though the Chinese Communist Party is officially an atheistic organization, that didn't stop them issuing the State Religious Affairs Bureau Order No. 5 in 2007. This decree states that people who wish to be reborn must complete an application and submit it to several government agencies for approval before reincarnating. The real reason for this bizarre decree, however, is that the Chinese government simply wants to be able to choose who will succeed as Tibet's new Dalai Lama. China executes more people every year than the rest of the world combined. While the official number of executions in China is a closely guarded state secret, it has been estimated that China executes up to 5,000 people per year, while the rest of the world on average just executes 700 people combined. And often the reasons for these executions just outright confuse people. In China, you can be sentenced to death for failing at business, resisting arrest, causing unnecessary pollution, as well as many other strange reasons. Because of the sheer number of executions per year, China has created a fleet of quote-unquote death vans so that they can conduct mobile executions as quickly and cheaply as possible. The gender imbalance in China is the worst gender imbalance in the entire world. This is because during China's one-child policy, many families aborted their female babies in order to have a single male child instead. As a result, before the one-child policy in China was reversed, 118 boys in China were born for every 100 girls. Today, men outnumber women in China by at least 34 million. This means that there are 34 million men in China who have absolutely no chance of finding a wife, thanks to China's skewed population demographics. This is especially worrying because the gender imbalance in China could easily lead to massive unrest and social upheaval. Male criminal behavior dropped significantly upon marriage. Without this effect, millions of militarily aged men in China will be more likely to commit violent crimes, crimes against women, develop addictions, and engage in other antisocial behavior. Discipline has always been harshly enforced in Chinese military and police units. This probably isn't surprising to most people, but many people are unaware of the bizarre methods that the Chinese use to instill unwavering discipline in their soldiers. Chinese police and officers have sharp nails inserted into their collars, so that if they fall asleep on the job, or even lower their head at all, their necks will be struck by the sharp pins protruding from their collars. For more top lists just like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to keep up with our latest videos, hit that bell icon on mobile. Or if you're on desktop, hit the gear icon and send me all notifications. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.